Good afternoon, all of you. So now we are going to discuss another important step in recombinant DNA technology. So that is PCR technique, one of the sub step and a third step. So PCR technique. So what is PCR technique? So it is nothing but polymerase chain reaction technique. See, in process of RDNA technology, so that purified genetic material we isolated from the living cells in first step. In second step, so that purified genetic material fragmented by using restriction endonuclease enzymes. So in third step, see that DNA fragments I separated by using agarogel electrophoresis, right? So again, desirable DNA fragments selected by the southern blotting technique, right? So that desirable DNA fragments amplified by using another substep in third main step, that is PCR technique. All right. So what is PCR technique, sir? So PCR stands for polymerase chain reaction technique. What it is? Polymerase chain reaction. So polymerase chain reaction technique. So this polymerase chain reaction technique is also called as people's choice reaction. People's choice reaction. See, it was first identified by the Carey Mullis in the year 1983. So it was first identified by the Carey Mullis. Carey Mullis in the year 1983. Right? So, and one more thing, what is the main objective or main function of PCR techniques? Or amplification of desirable genetic material. Amplification. So, amplification of desirable DNA, right? Required DNA or desirable genetic material amplified into billion copies by using PCR technique. Simple definition for PCR technique: amplification or multiplication of desirable DNA fragments called PCR technique. Okay, right? So this entire PCR technique carried out at highest temperature, right? At high temperature. So this technique carried out at highest temperature in one of the computerized machine, that is thermocycler. So what it is? Cycler, right? So that PCR technique carried out at highest temperature, and that too it is associated with thermocycler instrument. So what it is thermocycler, sir? See, computerized instrument actually, right? So that PCR instrument is called thermocycler. Okay, right? What are the major requirements for the PCR technique? We will see. So come to requirements. So what are the requirements here? First one, DNA primers. DNA primers, not RNA primer, DNA primers. So what are primers? A small segment of single stranded DNA or RNA molecules called primers. But in this technique, we are using DNA primers. So what is DNA primer? A small segment of single stranded DNA molecule called DNA primer, right? So around how many nucleotides present in that DNA primer? So 13 to 14 nucleotides. So 13 to 14 nucleotides present in DNA primer. So not only DNA primer, in addition to DNA primer, it requires magnesium ion. So what is the function of magnesium ion here? The enzymes which participates in this technique activated by the magnesium ion, right? Then oligonucleotides. Third one, oligonucleotides. So oligonucleotides are nothing but deoxyribonucleotides. Oligonucleotides. So oligonucleotides are nothing but deoxy. Within the brackets, you have to write here. So deoxyribonucleotides. Oligonucleotides are deoxyribonucleotides. Then another one, enzyme. Which enzyme? Taq polymerase enzyme. TAQ. Taq polymerase. So Taq polymerase enzyme, right? So DNA primers, magnesium ion, oligonucleotides, and Taq polymerase enzyme. So oligonucleotides within the brackets, you have to write deoxyribonucleotides. And Taq polymerase is enzyme is nothing but DNA polymerase enzyme. So within the brackets, in Taq polymerase enzyme within the brackets, you have to write DNA polymerase enzyme. It is nothing but DNA polymerase enzyme, right? Done. So what are the requirements for PCR technique? So DNA primer, DNA primers, then magnesium ion, oligonucleotides, Taq polymerase enzyme, right? So three major steps involved in PCR technique. So three major steps. How many steps involved in PCR technique? Three steps. So three major steps involved in PCR technique. They are, first one, denaturation. First one is denaturation. Denaturation. Second one, annealing of primer. Annealing, right? Annealing of primer. Primers, otherwise primers, annealing of primers. Then third one, extension of primer. Extension of primer. Extension of primers. Primers. Better to write primers. Then come to denaturation. Other name for this is heating. Within the brackets, you have to write heating. Then second one, annealing of primers. It is nothing but cooling. Cooling to add primers to the template stand. So simply you have to write cooling. Cooling to add primers to the template stand. Then extension of primers. It is nothing but replication. Replication. Right. So these three major steps involved in PCR technique. One is denaturation. Second one, annealing of primers. Third one, extension of primers. Okay, what are they? We'll see. What is the denaturation? What is annealing of primer? Extension of primers. Take on screenshot, ma. Right. Right. So the desirable DNA fragment required or desirable DNA fragment. So first transferred into the PCR machine. PCR machine. Right. So the desirable single copied or single DNA fragment we transferred into PCR machine. It is nothing but thermocycler. Right. So what is the direction of this double stranded DNA? Imagine it is 5' end and it is 3' end. And what about this 3' end and 5' end? It is one template strand, it is another template strand, right? So in between these two strands, hydrogen bonds are located, right? Imagine these are hydrogen bonds, right? The two strands space with each other by the hydrogen bonds, right? So we call it as dsDNA. So dsDNA means double stranded DNA, right? So first step in PCR technique, that is denaturation. So what is denaturation? So whenever the double stranded DNA molecule subjected to the highest temperature like 94 degrees centigrade, right? Whenever, write down definition for denaturation. What is denaturation? So denaturation. First step, first side heading, denaturation. So definition for this, whenever the double stranded DNA molecule subjected to the highest temperature like 94 degrees centigrade, so the double stranded DNA molecule converted into single stranded DNA molecule. We called it as denaturation process, right? So whenever the double stranded DNA molecule subjected to the highest temperature like 94 degrees centigrade, that hydrogen bonds which are present in between That hydrogen bonds which are present in between two polynucleotide strands, right? These hydrogen bonds which are present in between two polynucleotide strands, right? Separated, otherwise undergoes cleavage and the two strands separated from each other, right? So we call it as denaturation process. See here like this. So this is 5 prime end, 3 prime end, 3 prime end, 5 prime end, right? So these are hydrogen bonds. So what happened here? So the double stranded DNA converted into single stranded DNA, molecules, right? So this is SS, single stranded DNA. So single stranded DNA molecules these are. So the double stranded DNA molecule, whenever subjected to 94 degrees centigrade, so that the double stranded DNA molecule converted into single stranded DNA. We called it as denaturation process, right? So quite opposite to this, a renaturation process. What is the renaturation? When we provide appropriate conditions or suitable conditions to the DNA strands, again they comes nearer together, right? Again starts the binding with each other and it resulting in the formation of double stranded DNA, right? We call it as renaturation. So what is the difference between denaturation and renaturation? In denaturation process, the two strands totally separated from each other. In renaturation process, the two strands, complementary strands, comes nearer together and binds with each other, and it resulting in the formation of double-stranded DNA. Right? That is renaturation. But this is denaturation. Is it clear? Denaturation. Right? In two conditions, denaturation takes place. Right? When DNA subjected to highest temperature, or whenever DNA molecule subjected to alkaline conditions, right? In these two conditions, so the DNA denatured into single stranded DNA molecules. So that is first step in PCR technique, denaturation process. We call it as heating process also, right? Then second step. What it is second step? Annealing of primers. Annealing of primers. But already I told you. So there are two types of primers, otherwise two primers, 5 prime to 3 prime primers added to the PCR machine. PCR machine. Okay, right? So that primer always existed in which direction? 5 prime to 3 prime direction. See here, imagine it is one primer, and this is another primer, one more primer. So always primers extended, otherwise always primers existed in 5 prime to 3 prime direction. So which type of primers we are using here? DNA primers. What is the difference between DNA primer and RNA primer? A small segment of single stranded RNA molecule called RNA primer. A small segment of single stranded DNA molecule called DNA primers. So here we are using DNA primers or RNA primers? DNA primers, right? And this DNA primer includes so 13 to 14 nucleotides. So how many nucleotides present in that DNA primers which are used in PCR technique? So 13 to 14. So 13 to 14 nucleotides present in DNA primers which we used in PCR machine or PCR technique. Okay, right? So that DNA primers always existed in 5 prime to 3 prime direction. The DNA primers existed always in which direction? 5 prime to 3 prime direction. Okay, right? So in second step, whenever temperature decreased up to 55 degrees centigrade in PCR machine, that complementary, right? So that complementary primers associated to the template DNA molecules are single stranded DNA molecules near the 3 prime ends. Is it clear? See, the DNA primers existed in 5 prime to 3 prime direction. Those DNA primers, whenever added to the PCR machine at low temperature means 55 degrees centigrade. So here in first step denaturation process, we maintain 94 degrees centigrade. But after first step, So the temperature decreased up to 55 degrees in PCR machine, right? So at that temperature, 55 degrees centigrade, so these primers added to the added added associated to the template stands near the 3 prime end, near the 3 prime end. So we call it as annealing of primers. What it is? Annealing. Second step, annealing, annealing of primer. Don't confuse. Second step, annealing of primer. What is annealing? Annealing is nothing but joining or adding or joining. So that primers which are arranged in 5 prime to 3 prime direction, joined or added to the template stands near the 3 prime end, near the 3 prime ends. So we called it as annealing of primers. So in this process, we maintain a temperature in between 50 to 55 degrees centigrade. Right? So that's the reason we call it as cooling step. Second step, cooling for adding primers to the template stands or single stranded DNA molecules. Right? Then come to third step again. What it is third step? Extension of primers. Extension of primers. So in this process, we need to add Taq polymerase enzymes. Right? Into the PCR machine, we have to add Taq Taq polymerase enzyme plus oligonucleotides. Oligonucleotides. So what are oligonucleotides? They are nothing but deoxyribonucleotides. So ribonucleotides are deoxyribonucleotides. Deoxyribonucleotides. Why? Because it is a DNA molecule, right? That. So that oligonucleotides and Taq polymerase enzyme also added to the PCR machine, right? In third step. Okay, what will happen, so? So this is one template stand, and it is another template stand, right? One template stand arranged in 5 prime to 3 prime direction. Another template stand arranged in 3 prime to 5 prime direction, opposite directions, right? Then, as usual, these are hydrogen bonds. Right? So these are hydrogen bonds. Then, so these primers also located in which direction? 5 prime to 3 prime direction. Here also that primer arranged in which direction? 5 prime to 3 prime direction. But in third step, in extension of primers, in which way that primers extended? In 5 prime to 3 prime direction only. So here also 5 prime to 3 prime direction. But how they extended? By the one of the enzyme, that is Taq polymerase enzyme. Already I told you, Taq polymerase enzyme is nothing but DNA polymerase enzyme. So that DNA polymerase enzyme adds oligonucleotides. Oligonucleotides, nothing but deoxyribonucleotides added to the primer. By the Taq polymerase enzyme. So with the help of Taq polymerase enzyme, new nucleotides added to the template stand. In which direction? 5 prime to 3 prime direction. 5 prime to 3 prime direction. Why? Because already here it provides 3 prime end. For adding new nucleotides, that primer provides 3 prime end. So directly the new nucleotides added to the template stand by the Taq polymerase enzyme. So in which direction they extended? 5 prime to 3 prime direction, right? It means that primer which is arranged in 5 prime to 3 prime extended in 5 prime to 3 prime direction by the addition of new nucleotides or oligonucleotides, right? With the help of Taq polymerase enzyme. So come to here, this strand also as usual. So this strand also extended, that primer also extended in which direction? 5 prime to 3 prime direction with the help of Taq polymerase enzyme and oligonucleotides. Right. So after completion of third step, it resulting in the formation of two DNA molecules. So what it is? Third step, extension of primers. What it is? Extension of primers. Third step is extension of primer. Right. In third step, that primers extended in 5' to 3' direction by the Taq polymerase enzyme and oligonucleotides. It means so that the Taq polymerase enzyme adds new nucleotides to the primer in 5' to 3' direction with the on the template strands. Okay, right. It resulting in the formation of two DNA molecules. See here. So after completion of third step, that is extension of primer, one DNA molecule converted into two DNA molecules, right? So we call it as amplification process or one cycle of PCR. So how many steps involved in one cycle of PCR? One is denaturation, second one is annealing of primer, and third one is extension of primer. So it resulting in the formation of two DNA molecules. So same three steps continued up to 30 cycles now. Up to 30 cycles, 25 to 30 cycles. So when we continued the three steps, otherwise PCR cycles up to 30 cycles, when we maintain that PCR cycles up to 30 cycles, say around 1 billion copies of desirable DNA fragments we obtained. So we obtained how many DNA molecules? Around 1 billion copies of desirable DNA fragments we obtained after completion of 30 cycles. In one PCR cycle, how many steps are involved? One is denaturation, second one is annealing of primer, and third one is extension of primer, right? So one PCR cycle includes three major steps: denaturation, annealing of primer, then extension of primer. It resulting in the formation of two DNA molecules. It means one DNA molecule converted into two DNA molecules, right? So like that, when we continued 30 cycles, see after completion of 30 cycles, how many copies of DNA molecules formed here? 1 billion. So 1 billion copies of DNA molecules formed after completion of 30 cycles. So in this way, the desirable DNA fragments amplified or multiplied by using PCR technique. Right? Done. So what is Taq polymerase enzyme? So write down small heading, Taq polymerase enzyme. So this information. So I want to give this information, Taq polymerase enzyme. So what is Taq polymerase enzyme? It is nothing but one type of DNA polymerase enzyme. DNA polymerase enzyme. So why we are using Taq polymerase enzyme instead of normal polymerase enzyme? Right? Why? Because it is thermostable DNA polymerase enzyme. Right? So this Taq polymerase enzyme is thermostable DNA polymerase enzyme. We extracted the DNA polymerase enzyme or Taq polymerase enzyme from the Thermus aquaticus bacteria. So from where we obtained this enzyme, that enzyme we collected from the Thermus aquaticus bacteria, right? So that thermostable DNA polymerase enzyme, that is Taq polymerase enzyme, we collected from the Thermus aquaticus bacteria. So where they can survive Thermus aquaticus bacterial members, they can survive in hot springs. Right? In hot springs, how much temperature we observed in hot springs? 90 degrees centigrade, right? So even at 90 degrees centigrade also that bacterial cells can survive, right? So in that bacterial cells, the DNA replication takes place by the DNA polymerase enzymes only. So that DNA polymerase enzyme adds new nucleotides to the template strand even at 90 degrees centigrade also. Even at 90 degrees centigrade also DNA replication takes place, binary fission takes place, and that bacterial cell duplication also occurs. All right. So that's the reason. So total entire PCR technique carried out at highest temperature. Highest temperature. That's the reason we are using so thermostable DNA polymerase enzyme. So that thermostable DNA polymerase enzyme adds new nucleotides to the template strand even at highest temperature. Even at 90 degrees centigrade or 55 degrees centigrade or 70 degrees centigrade, so it adds new nucleotides to the template strand. So what is the temperature maintained in extension of primers? 71 degrees centigrade. So better to write at what temperature that primers extended? 71 degrees centigrade, right? At what temperature denaturation takes place? 94 degrees centigrade. And at what temperature annealing of primer takes place? 55 degrees centigrade. Extension of primer? 71 degrees centigrade. Is it clear? Right, it means, so at what temperature that primer extended? 71 degrees centigrade. Our DNA polymerase enzyme highly active at 37 degrees centigrade only. Our DNA polymerase enzyme, in our cell also, three types of DNA polymerase enzymes are there. DNA polymerase enzyme 1, 2, 3. So that DNA polymerase enzyme highly active at 37 degrees centigrade. But what about 71 degrees centigrade? So our DNA polymerase enzyme not works at 71 degrees centigrade. It is denatured, degraded. So that's the reason we isolated thermostable DNA polymerase enzyme or Taq polymerase enzyme from the Thermus aquaticus bacteria. So it is highly stable even at 90 degrees centigrade also. All right. So that Taq polymerase enzyme adds new nucleotides to the template strands. Right. So now tell me, in PCR technique, how many steps are involved? Three major steps. What are they? Denaturation, annealing of primer, extension of primers. The temperature also important. 94 degrees centigrade in denaturation process. Annealing 55, in between 50 to 55 degrees. Then extension of primers 71 degrees centigrade. Right. So what are the requirements we are using in PCR technique? One is DNA primers, and second one magnesium ion. So what is the use of magnesium ion here? The Taq polymerase enzyme activated by the magnesium ion. And oligonucleotides, they are nothing but deoxyribonucleotides, not ribonucleotides, deoxyribonucleotides. Why? Because it is DNA amplification, right? Then, and why we are using Taq polymerase enzyme? It is highly stable, even at highest temperature. Also, it adds nucleotides to the template strand, right? So, heating, cooling, and replication. Extension of primer is nothing but replication, right? So these three steps occurs again and again up to 30 cycles, and it resulting in the formation of 1 billion copies of desirable DNA fragments, right? So this is the information about PCR technique. Take on screenshot now. When we perform PCR technique, after collection of desirable DNA fragment or required DNA fragment, so that desirable DNA fragment amplified into billion copies. Right? Then now come to another important step in process of rDNA technology, that is insertion of desirable DNA fragment into the vector. Next step, I think fourth step. First step, isolation of genetic material DNA. Second step, fragmentation of genetic material DNA by using RN. Third step, separation and isolation of genetic material by using agarogel electrophoresis. So now come to fourth important step, that is insertion of desirable DNA fragments, desirable DNA fragments into vectors. into vector. So fourth step, insertion of desirable DNA fragment into vector. So in this step, first we need to isolate. We need to isolate plasmids. We need to isolate plasmid from the bacteria. From bacteria. So how we will isolate plasmid from the bacterial cell? So by the treating with lysozyme enzyme, right? So that bacterial cell treated with lysozyme enzyme. Which enzyme? Lysozyme. So what is the main function of lysozyme enzyme? It degrades cell wall, right? So that lysozyme enzyme completely degrades bacterial cell wall. So after digestion of bacterial cell wall, whenever it treated with that bacterial cell treated with centrifugation process, centrifugation process, right? After treated with lysozyme enzyme, that bacterial cells subjected to the centrifugation process for separation of plasmids, right? For the separation of plasmid, we are using density-based centrifugation process after treating with lysozyme enzyme, right? In this way, that plasmids we collected from the bacteria. Plasmids collected from the bacteria. After that, both plasmids after that, plasmid and desirable DNA or required DNA treated with same type of restriction endonuclease enzymes. Treated with same restriction endonuclease enzymes, same RENs, restriction endonuclease enzymes. It resulting in the formation of sticky ends, right? It resulting in the formation of same sticky ends, same sticky ends on vector genetic material and foreign genetic material, right? So again, by using ligase enzyme, so that foreign segment or desirable DNA segment inserted into the vector. So right, so that desirable DNA inserted into vector by using which enzyme? By using ligase enzyme, molecular glue or ligase enzyme. So diagrammatically I'll explain you, right? This information again I'll explain you diagrammatically, right? So first we selected on bacterial cell. Okay, in that bacterial cell, main genetic material is xenophore. So main genetic material of the bacterial cell called xenophore. In addition with xenophore, it has a small circular double-stranded DNA. So maybe that double-stranded DNA freely floats in the cytoplasm, or it is also incorporated or associated, not incorporated, associated with xenophore sometimes. Okay, right? Imagine it is plasmid. Okay, right? So that plasmid we isolated. Isolated. How we will isolate plasmid? By treating with lysozyme enzyme. Lysozyme enzyme. After treating with lysozyme enzyme, when we perform centrifugation technique, so when we'll perform centrifugation technique, that molecules which have more molecular weight settled at the base, and light molecular weights so freely floats in the cytoplasm, right? Like that. Okay, these DNA molecules settle at the base. In that DNA molecules, we have to select plasmid. Plasmid. So we have to separate plasmid from the xenophore. Xenophore. Okay, right? So we selected plasmid from the bacteria. We collected plasmid from the bacteria. So that plasmid act as vector, we know very well, right? Vector. Then in the same way, foreign genetic material or other organism genetic material or alien DNA. Alien DNA is nothing but other organism genetic material or desirable DNA fragment. Okay, right? The desirable DNA fragment also we collected. Already we amplified in PCR technique, no? The DNA fragment we collected, right? So here the desirable DNA fragments and that plasmid or vector genetic material treated with same type of restriction endonuclease enzymes. Am I right? See here, that plasmid genetic material, plasmid is nothing but vector here. So that plasmid genetic material and desirable DNA fragments treated with same type of restriction endonuclease enzymes. So it resulting in the formation of same type of sticky ends. It resulting in the formation of same type of sticky ends. So here also same thing, same type of sticky ends. Right. Now we have to insert that desirable DNA segment into the vector or plasmid. Vector or plasmid by using which enzyme? Ligase enzyme. Right. It resulting in the formation of rDNA molecule. So it resulting in the formation of rDNA molecule. See here. So this rDNA molecule has two genomes actually. So one is plasmid genetic material and other one is desirable genetic material. See, this segment indicates desirable segment, desirable DNA fragment. So remaining segment indicates plasmid genetic material or vector genetic material, right? So whenever the desirable DNA segment inserted into the vector by using incorporated or inserted into the vector by using ligase enzyme, it resulting in the formation of circular double-stranded DNA. We call it as rDNA, recombinant DNA, or chimeric DNA, chimeric DNA. Am I right? So chimeric DNA or recombinant DNA. So in this way, we will create a recombinant DNA by using desirable DNA fragment and vector genetic material from the bacteria. Right? So take on screenshot now. So fourth step is insertion of desirable DNA fragment into the vector. For the insertion of desirable DNA fragment into the vector, first we need to collect vectors. So that vectors we collected from bacteria. After collection of vectors from the bacterial cell, that vector and desirable DNA treated with same type of restriction endonuclease enzymes. So after that treated with same type of restriction endonuclease enzyme, they form same type of stick ends. So by using ligase enzyme, desirable DNA linked to the vector genetic material, it forms rDNA or chimeric DNA. Take on screenshot now. Fourth step. Right. Now come to fifth step again. What is fifth step? Insertion of rDNA molecule. Insertion of recombinant DNA molecule into the host cell cytoplasm. Fifth step. In process of rDNA technology, next step is insertion of recombinant DNA into host cell cytoplasm. Right. So now come to fifth step again. Insertion of what it is? A recombinant DNA. Insertion of recombinant DNA into host cell cytoplasm. Insertion of recombinant DNA into host cell cytoplasm. Right. So for the insertion of rDNA molecule into host cell cytoplasm, we are using several methods actually, right? So several methods we're using for the insertion of rDNA into host cell cytoplasm. What are they, sir? So first one is calcium chloride treatment. What it is? Calcium chloride treatment. So that heat shock treatment also included under this. Heat shock method also included under this calcium chloride treatment. Second one. What it is? Second one, micro injections. Micro injections. So what is calcium chloride treatment? When we treated that bacterial cell that competent cell or bacterial cell with divalent cation calcium, minute pore-like structures are formed on the cell wall, right? And again, when we subjected both RDNA molecule and bacterial cell to the ice conditions at 0 degrees centigrade, and it is followed by the 42 degrees centigrade, right? So it is ready to receive, that host cell ready to receive RDNA molecules from the surroundings, right? Micro injections, as usual, by using micro pipettes or micro needles, so directly that RDNA molecules injected into the animal cell cytoplasm, animal cell nucleus. So that is micro injections. Micro injections already we discussed, right? Then third one, biolistic method. Biolistics method, or we call it as Zine gun method. Zine gun method. Then next one, disarmed pathogen, by using disarmed pathogen. So by using disarmed pathogens also, we inserted that genetic material. Then last one, electroporation. Electroporation. So by using any one of the method in this, that RDNA molecule inserted into host cell cytoplasm. Imagine it is bacterial cell, xenophore. So this is RDNA molecule. So we need to insert that RDNA molecule into host cell cytoplasm. So this is RDNA. This is host cell. So we need to insert that RDNA molecule into host cell cytoplasm. Right? How we will insert RDNA into host cell cytoplasm? By using any one of the method: calcium chloride treatment, microinjections, biolistics, disarmed pathogens, or electrophoresis method. So calcium chloride treatment we are using in bacterial cells, microinjections, animal cells, biolistic or gene gun method in plant cells. So disarmed pathogens in animal cells, right, or plants also. Then electroporation for bacterial cells, right? Then, so this is for fifth step, insertion of RDNA into host cell cytoplasm. So next, sixth step, selection of transformed cells from the non-transformed cells, we'll see in next class, right? So remaining information we'll see in next classes.